Okay. Nice.
You swear you could see the photographer's eyes through the lens, just like they can see your eyes, usually through the goggles.
Something like this, I think, would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think the line that we're going to be riding is right through the middle here.
Okay, that'll work.
I may have to shoot with both eyes open.
Yeah, I would.
He's such a phenomenal shooter that he gets it, usually the first try, and yeah, even when I'm messing up.
I try something for 4 or 5 years, I do it well, get some acclaim, and then I typically get bored and I move on to something else.
All right.
16 years ago, Jock Bradley was a frustrated corporate photographer. On weekends, he'd take a break to whitewater kayak. One day, he took his camera to the river.
No, I've got a real clear, straight-on view. It's going to be great with this camera and lens.
You're gonna want to see this.
Absolutely, I always do, Teo.
I'll get an idea that I want to go and photograph something, and then I start doing that 100%.
Now it's just a matter of waiting for the boys. Here it comes. Oh, yeah.
Teo Berman has been a professional paddler for the past 2 decades. He was one of the first kayakers Jock photographed, and they've worked together ever since.
I was really known for running really big waterfalls. I have several world records, one of which used to be for kayaking over the highest waterfall that was 98 feet.
Back then, waterfall kayak pictures showed mostly waterfall.
I was more inclined to photograph the athlete. That's what I found to be really cool.
Nice, Teo. I like that shot. That's really sweet.
He was starting to experiment with shooting much, much tighter crop shots. So it was more about all of the detail and less about just this big, impressive drop. Jock was coming right in and bringing the viewer right into my world.
Jock's pictures were featured on the covers of kayak and boating magazines. His close-up style became the standard. He became a well-respected photographer of extreme athletes. One day, he was ready for a new subject. He looked out the windows of his home in Hood River and tried taking landscape photographs.
But all my landscape work looked like everybody else's. Nothing that I could say was truly unique and truly my own style. I was in Colorado at Great Sand Dunes National Park, and I spent 3 days wandering around the sand dunes there. And for 3 days, I thought that I had struck out completely. I didn't think that I got a single image. I've never had that happen to me in my career. And it wasn't until I brought those particular images back and changed everything to black and white and then altered the contrast, that's when the images really came to life. What sets my sand dunes photos apart is that there's a lot of extreme light and a lot of extreme dark, and it's going after the shapes.
After he saw his photographs hanging on a gallery wall, Jock thought his journey from corporate photographer to fine art photographer was complete. Then Jock's path took another unexpected turn.
On June 13th of 2014, my sister Carol Bradley passed away from ovarian cancer. Sorry to be a little emotional, but and I was with her for the last 5 weeks of her life. In the process, I chose to document those final weeks with my iPhone. Now, I had a camera case of professional equipment with me, but it just didn't seem to be appropriate to pull out any of the pro cameras. Part of the way of dealing with my grief was to try to give back something. You must be Belle.
I am. Hi.
This is Rue.
Hi, Rue.
So, welcome.
Hello, Rue.
What I wound up doing was meeting these cancer patients, talking with them and hearing their stories, and then taking their pictures. So I know this doesn't look like much for a background, but trust me, it photographs really beautifully.
Okay.
This is beautiful.
They found the cancer almost 7 years ago. Actually, it was 7 years ago this month.
And after hearing profound stories of courage, how these people are facing cancer and dealing with cancer in extraordinarily courageous ways.
So it was a very, very fast, very aggressive.
Would you say that your sister was courageous?
Very much so.
I felt like these people's stories needed to be told. So that has led to the evolution of portraitsofcancer.org. These are people who we don't ordinarily hear from, but their stories are so compelling. They're so unbelievably courageous. They're just like my sister. Normally I get up and I go someplace private, have a good cry, and then look in the mirror and in my best Bob Fosse impression go, it's showtime. For all of my career, I've taken pretty pictures, but photographing people that have been affected by cancer gives me the purpose that I've been looking for all of my life.